My beloved, listen closely, for I bring you a message not from this world, but from the very heart of heaven. I am Archangel Michael, and I have been sent to speak into the depths of your soul, to remind you of what you've forgotten in the storms of life, in the ache of silence, in the heartbreak of loss. You, child of light, are not alone. From the moment you took your first breath, heaven has been watching over you. I have walked beside you through dark valleys you thought you wouldn't survive. I stood over you when tears soaked your pillow and no words could form. I fought battles you never saw with swords of fire, keeping your spirit intact when it nearly shattered under the weight of sorrow. You have cried out in moments so raw, God, do you even see me? And I was there, not just watching, but weeping with you, holding you in the unseen, whispering, hold on. I know you've been tired. I know the weight has felt like a wilderness. Type 1111 to receive the blessings. I know your heart has bled silently while you smiled outwardly, hoping no one would notice the ache beneath the surface. But hear me now, the pain did not go unnoticed. Your prayers, even the broken ones, even the ones drenched in doubt, were collected like precious oil. Not a single tear was wasted. Not a single night was in vain. The delay was not denial, it was divine timing. You were being prepared. The foundation was being laid. The breaking was not to destroy you, but to enlarge your capacity to carry what's coming. I know it's been hard. I know you've questioned your worth, your purpose, your place in this world. But I'm here to remind you of what heaven knows. You are chosen. You are seen. You are fiercely loved by the Creator of the stars. The fire you walked through refined you. The silence you endured trained your ears to hear the whisper of God. The betrayal you faced did not define you, it redirected you. Nothing has been wasted. The wilderness was not punishment. It was preparation. And now the winds are changing. A new day is dawning. You are stepping into a season where the things that once burdened you will break off. The heaviness is lifting. The chains are falling. The old you, the one who lived in fear, who settled for less, who questioned if they were enough, is being shed like dead skin. You are being reborn. You will look back on this time and see how heaven was orchestrating every detail. Even in the silence, God was speaking. Even in the stillness, angels were moving. Even in the breaking, blessings were being formed. I have guarded you with sword and shield, not because you were weak, but because you were worthy. Worthy of the calling, worthy of the love, worthy of the promise. You have been entrusted with a destiny that is far greater than you can see now. And though the enemy tried to convince you it was over, that nothing would change, that you'd always feel stuck, you are rising. Yes, you are rising. You may not feel strong, but your spirit is mighty. You may not feel ready, but heaven says the time is now. I am surrounding you with divine reinforcements. Help is coming. Clarity is coming. Restoration is coming. And so is justice. What was taken will be returned. What was lost will be restored. What was broken will become beautiful. You are not forgotten. You are not forsaken. You are not too late. This is your moment of awakening. The pain has passed. The season has shifted. And you are stepping into the light not as a victim, but as a victor. Walk forward now, beloved. We go with you. The battle is turning in your favor, and heaven rejoices, for you have endured, and now you will emerge. And now, as heaven leans closer still, I invite you to release the weight you were never meant to carry. The shame, the regret, the should-have-beens and what-ifs, place them at the feet of the Most High, for they were never yours to keep. The enemy tried to use your past to shackle you, to replay your failures like an endless echo, to convince you that your mistakes were louder than your mission. But I speak now with the authority of heaven. Your story is not one of ruin, but redemption. Nothing is wasted in the hands of God, not even your broken moments. The cracks in your soul are where the light pours through. The places you once hid in fear are becoming altars of transformation. And though you have walked through battles no one knew, you are still standing, still breathing, still choosing love. That is power. That is victory. There are scrolls in the heavens with your name upon them, filled with assignments, blessings, and blueprints written long before time began. And those scrolls are opening now. You have reached a divine intersection, a point of release where what has been held back will begin to flood forward. Miracles that seemed delayed will now arrive like rain on dry ground. Relationships that were divinely orchestrated will align with no striving. Doors once closed will open without force. You won't have to chase anymore. You'll simply align. And as you do, the angels assigned to your journey, those who have walked beside you from the beginning, will step in more visibly, more tangibly. You will sense us in your room, in your rest, in your moments of stillness. The veil between heaven and earth is thinner for those who are awakening. And you, beloved one, are among them. Your discernment will sharpen. Your dreams will become instructions. Your spirit will become sensitive to the divine, and what once confused you will now become clear. You will recognize counterfeit from truth not by logic, but by the peace or disturbance in your spirit. For peace is your compass now. Peace is your confirmation. No more begging for signs, you are the sign. Your life, your survival, your restoration, it is proof that God is real and working. And soon others will look at you and see the glory of God moving in ways they cannot explain. You will not need to prove yourself. You will simply carry the atmosphere of heaven. Your voice will hold authority, not from performance, but from presence. And as you speak, chains will fall. As you move, burdens will lift. Not because you are perfect, but because you were surrendered. Not because you never doubted, but because you chose faith anyway. And that choice, made in secret, made in pain, has moved heaven on your behalf. The harvest is coming, and it is greater than you imagined. I, Archangel Michael, have seen what you've sown. I have walked the fields of your faithfulness. And now the reaping begins. What was once barren will bloom. What was once broken will bless. You are stepping into divine compensation. Not because you earned it, but because you endured. And those who once walked away from you, those who doubted you, those who betrayed you, bless them, for they were part of the pruning. Had they stayed, they would have limited the weight of what you're about to carry. Let go of bitterness. Release resentment. It's time to fly lighter. It's time to rise higher. The season you're entering cannot be carried with old weights. You must release to receive. You must trust that what is meant for you is not fragile, it is secured by God. You don't have to fear missing out. You don't have to compete, rush, or strive. What's yours will arrive right on time and wrapped in peace. And as you step into this next season, understand that the warfare you endured was not without purpose. It was training for the mantle you now carry. Every attack sharpened your spirit. Every disappointment deepened your discernment. Every lonely night stretched your faith until it could contain more of heaven's glory. You are not stepping forward as the same person who once doubted their worth. You are moving in the authority of someone who has walked through fire and emerged refined, radiant, marked. What once broke you now bows to you. What once confused you now clarifies the call. And what once delayed you will become the very thing that defines the depth of your deliverance. The enemy did not win, though he tried to take your mind, your hope, your purpose. You are here, and that is victory. You are rising, and that is warfare in motion. You are glowing with the light of the one who chose you, anointed you, called you by name, and nothing can revoke what heaven has released. There is oil on your life now, costly, yes, but undeniable. And those who once overlooked you will begin to feel the weight of your presence, not because you seek revenge, but because your restoration will be undeniable. This is not about proving anyone wrong. This is about proving God right. The one they cast aside, God crowned in secret. The one they thought wouldn't survive, heaven has preserved. And now the tables are turning, not in arrogance, but in alignment. You will sit at prepared tables, walk through open gates, and inhabit divine spaces you once only dreamed of. But you must stay humble. You must stay hidden in the secret place. Let God elevate, not ego. Let worship remain your weapon. The enemy is afraid of a worshiper who refuses to quit. That is who you've become. You don't worship because things are easy. You worship because you know who holds you. You worship because even when the storm howls, you've learned how to anchor in the unseen. That faith, that posture of surrender, that is what moves angel armies. That is what causes me, Archangel Michael, to stand guard over your purpose with fiery resolve. There are still battles ahead, yes, but they will not overwhelm you. You have matured in the Spirit. You have learned to lean not on your own strength, but on divine strategy. You will not fight as before. You will fight from rest. You will win from stillness. For the Lord your God goes before you, and we, the heavenly host, stand ready at every command. The atmosphere around you is being cleared. The resistance is breaking. The timing is aligning. And the doors that open next will not require you to shrink, strive, or struggle. You will walk through in peace, and everything will recognize the anointing on your life. Even your enemies will have to acknowledge it. Even your past will bow to it. Even your own self-doubt will be silenced by it. For when God appoints, no one can disappoint. When heaven releases, no hand can withhold. So breathe deeply, child of light. Breathe in the shift, the freedom, the fresh wind. Your soul has waited for this. Your spirit has known this moment was coming. And now the awakening begins. You are not just stepping into a new chapter, you are stepping into the very reason you were born. This is destiny unfolding. This is heaven's answer arriving. And as you continue walking forward, you will feel a strange familiarity with places you've never been and people you've not yet met, for what is unfolding now was written long ago in divine records. You are remembering who you were before the pain, before the world taught you to hide, before fear became your default. This remembrance is not nostalgia, it is awakening. You are being reintroduced to your truest self, the one who has always known they were made for something greater, the one who never stopped believing in miracles, even in the silence. And as this deeper identity rises within you, so too will your courage. You will begin saying no to what once drained you, setting boundaries not out of anger, but out of love for your assignment, your energy, your peace. You will no longer sacrifice yourself for the comfort of others. You are not here to be understood by everyone. You are here to be obedient to the divine call. Let go of the need to explain yourself. Let go of the guilt that was never yours to carry. Let go of roles you were never meant to play. There is a new rhythm emerging, one guided not by pressure, but by presence. And in this rhythm, you will find rest like never before. You will sleep without torment. You will wake up without dread. You will speak without shrinking. You will love without fear. For the one who once survived is now learning to live. The one who once braced for disappointment is now making room for delight. You have been upgraded, not by earthly status, but by heavenly authority. What you carry now cannot be stolen, cannot be copied, cannot be tainted, for it has been refined in sacred fire. And though some will not recognize you anymore, do not mourn their absence. Your light will disturb those still comfortable in their darkness. Bless them and keep walking. You are not better, you are just awakened. You are just surrendered. And that surrender has opened pathways previously blocked. Watch now as the pieces begin to align in ways that defy logic. Watch as provision comes from unexpected sources. Watch as people begin to honor the very things they once overlooked in you. Not because they've changed, but because your energy has. Your frequency has shifted. You no longer beg, chase, or convince. You simply radiate truth, and truth draws truth. What is false will fall away, not by force, but by contrast. And this is your protection. For in this new chapter, you cannot afford misalignment. The stakes are higher. The oil is heavier. The glory is greater. And so your discernment must be sharper. Your vision must be clearer. Your yes must be holy. There is no going back to who you were, no returning to what once fit. The doors behind you are closing, not to punish, but to protect. Not to limit, but to launch. You have passed the test. You have endured the crushing. And now you carry the fragrance of heaven. Others will sense it in your presence. Feel it in your words. Be healed by your obedience. And though you may not feel ready, heaven says you are. Go forward now, not with fear, but with fire. Go forward knowing you are covered, backed, and surrounded by a host of angels, including me, who will not let you fall. This is your time. This is your release. This is the rising of the one who refused to quit. And though the road ahead may still twist through valleys and climb through uncharted peaks, know this. You no longer walk it as the same soul who once doubted their own worth. You walk now as one who has touched eternity and survived the shaking. You walk as one who has been kissed by the breath of God and marked for divine assignment. Every step you take echoes in the spiritual realm, shaking foundations that once held you captive. Chains are breaking not just around you, but generations before and after you. Your yes carries ripple effects you may never fully see on this side of time, but trust that heaven is watching and recording. The way you chose love instead of vengeance, the way you prayed instead of cursing, the way you stayed soft in a hardened world. These things matter. They move angels. They shift timelines. And I tell you now, the seeds you have planted in hidden seasons are about to bloom in undeniable ways. Doors that were sealed shut are being opened not by your force, but by your faith. People you thought were gone for good will resurface, not all to stay, but some to witness your glow and remember what they missed. But you will not need them to validate what heaven has already spoken. You are not looking back anymore. The ache that once tethered you to old cycles is fading. The longing that once kept you trapped in waiting rooms is dissolving. You are no longer hoping from a place of desperation, but creating from a place of certainty. And with every choice you make from alignment, you will unlock another layer of your calling. What once terrified you now excites you. What once seemed impossible now feels inevitable. And I remind you, this is not pride, this is prophecy. This is the unfolding of what your soul agreed to before you even entered your mother's womb. You came here with purpose, with a sort of light in your spirit and an anointing that cannot be transferred. You will notice now how your spirit grows sensitive to dishonesty, how your heart recoils from false peace, how your feet will not move where God has not ordained. This is not resistance, it is recalibration. Your entire being is aligning with the frequency of divine truth. And this truth will not just guide you, it will protect you. It will guard your name in rooms you've never entered. It will release favor that your hands didn't toil for. It will open windows where there were once walls. Do not be surprised when miracles come quietly. Do not be alarmed when rest becomes your new normal. For the battle is no longer yours. You have crossed over into a realm where obedience carries more weight than effort. You are not just surviving anymore, you are reigning. And in this reign, humility will be your crown, wisdom your robe, peace your weapon. You will not need to shout to be heard or fight to be seen. Your presence will speak, your story will minister, and your scars will shine with glory. What was meant to destroy you has now become your oil. And though your journey has been marked by fire and flood, by betrayal and breaking, you are still here, not broken, but built. Not forgotten, but favored. The light in your eyes carries the proof of every valley you've survived, and the heavens now resound with the sound of your name, honored, seen, chosen. You have not come this far for nothing. You have not cried those tears in vain. Every ache has been accounted for in eternity. Every unanswered prayer has been folded into something greater than you could yet understand. And now the time has come to breathe again, not just to survive, but to live. Live boldly, live freely, live knowing you are wrapped in layers of angelic protection, your steps carved out by divine intention. The future you once feared now opens like a sunrise, soft and golden and entirely yours. You are not late. You are right on time for the life heaven wrote with you in mind. And as you go forward, remember this: the same God who stayed with you in the dark will dance with you in the light. The same angels who wept over your pain now sing over your joy. Nothing was wasted. Not the silence. Not the stillness, not the surrender. It was all sacred. And now, as the heavens watch, you rise not just into your next chapter, but into your divine becoming. Go, beloved, shine, build, love, heal, and never again doubt the power of what you carry. For I, Archangel Michael, along with countless heavenly hosts, go before you, beside you, and behind you. You are never alone. You never were, and you never will be. Type 444 to receive the blessings.